Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and welcome here if you're new, if you are one of the 1,000 people that have subscribed in the last week. My goodness, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm Jamie and I'm excited that you're on the Bloom channel. If you are new here, then you may not have checked out my latest haul video, which I will put in as a little card up here in the corner. But it was a little trip over to Baton Rouge and we found a really cool vintage find, and that's what today's video is about. It's about a 1950s vintage bar cart that I found there. It does need some paint, it needs some TLC, and it of course needs some beautiful styling, and that is what today's video is mostly about. I'm going to show you two different ways. Two ways that I would style it. One of them is going to be the everyday look that we're going to leave on the patio all the time with plants and, you know, practical things like that. And then the other way is going to be how I would dress it up if we were having company over or for a patio date night or something like that to make it really extra special. So I hope this video inspires you. I hope it gives you a couple of ideas for maybe a similar cart that you have, or maybe just a spot in your home that you want to style this way. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that red button and the bell so you can get notified when I have a new video. I do videos about once a week, and it's some kind of home decor or DIY project, some kind of mom lifestyle idea, hopefully to inspire you and to encourage you. I'm going to show you a little bit of what we've already done to this cart earlier today whenever the sweat was in full swing, and then we will get to the styling part, which is always my favorite, of course. So let's jump right in. As you can see here, I got started with just a really stiff brush, just trying to knock off some of the loose rust. It didn't have a ton of rust, but it did have some places that were pretty rusted out. So I wanted to get rid of as much of that loose stuff as I could so that I get the best finish on the paint. After that, I just kind of covered up the wheels, the rubber part of the wheels that I didn't want to paint, with some painter's tape, and that actually ended up kind of giving me some trouble, but I did the best I could and it ended up really being totally fine. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this cart. The lady that I bought it from at the vintage shop didn't know a whole lot about it, but I did some research, and it looks like from the design, I could tell it is from the 1950s, and I believe it was originally black. So apparently it's been painted once or twice during its lifetime, and so I don't feel so bad about repainting it because it's already kind of had a couple of attempted upgrades. The closest listing I could find was on Etsy, and it sold for over $300. I was able to snag mine for less than $100, so I'm feeling really good about it. So in this shot, I'm just showing you the paint that I'm using. It is this Fusion all-in-one. It's paint and primer in one, and it's in the vintage blue. And honestly, on camera, it's gonna look white the whole time I'm spraying it, but I promise it's not. It's kind of an ice blue. It's barely blue is what I kind of used to describe it to my husband. And it's not really gonna even look blue at all until I get it up close to the house, which is white. You'll be able to tell a little difference then. But I just got started right away spraying it and got in all the cracks and crevices, and I tried to do several light coats. Anytime I'm spraying anything, I know that that's what they say to do, and it really is true, because when you cake the paint on, it's gonna drip and it's gonna run. So as annoying as it is to have to put several coats, that is really the name of the game for spray paint, because if you can put a lot of thin coats, you're gonna get a really great finish. So I'm not gonna show all the painting that I did, but you can see here that I'm just trying to get in the cracks and crevices where the little rusty spots are and cover that really well. And I'm gonna do it while it's upside down like this, and then I'll flip it over in just a minute. And that happened about 2 or 3 hours later whenever I was able to put another coat on the top. So just keep watching and you'll see the color kind of come to life, and then we'll get to styling it. Got it looking about the way I want it to look for the everyday use. So this is just really practical, really functional, stuff that we already had laying around the house, laying around the patio, things that we use anyway, that I thought I could style it in a way that would look really, really good, but still also be very functional. So I'm gonna show you a close-up at that in just a minute, and then we'll get on to the entertaining look. All right, so I'm gonna give you some close-ups of the way the everyday look kind of turned out, and I'm really happy with it. I love the blues. I love how these little blue planters really bring out the natural blue in the succulents. I love that. I repotted those. I just kind of repurposed them from around the patio already. I have a little lantern here to kind of accent that dark brown, that dark oil rubbed bronze color that's also in the watering can. I just think it's really pretty. That's actually a plastic watering can that we had from Lowe's. I think it's like $5, but it just dresses up the whole space. And then you see our gardening tools there with the galvanized containers. It just adds a little bit of a farmhouse pop, which I always love. And I'm really happy with it. Overall, I love the total look. I think it looks really great, and it's super, super functional. Moving on to my favorite look and our final look in this video. This is the more formal look. This is definitely if the bar cart was gonna be in use, and I'm so glad I got good use of it this evening. My husband and I decided to sit out on the patio and actually use it, so it was so, so nice. But I just kind of dressed it up with things I had around the house. Again, I didn't buy anything new. I love the look of the galvanized tub on the bottom that's holding the wine and some of the sparkling water. I just think it's so pretty. I went with yellows, greens, and browns. You can probably tell that, but just to kind of bring your attention to it, I always like to stick with 2 or 3 colors whenever I'm doing a small space like a bar cart or a little vignette in the house that is just gonna kind of all be staged together. It really seems a little over the top, but it actually is so pleasing to the eye. Even when your food and your fruits and vegetables coordinate, it just makes such a difference. So you see here we have, of course, this greenery that I just can't get away from. My local grocery store is carrying these beautiful bunches of greenery. I think that one was $7. I had it somewhere else in the house, so I just brought it out. But you see how the sweet tea also coordinates with the trail mix, also coordinates with the figs and black cherries. And then kind of coming down, you can see where I chose the flavor of my LaCroix to match the sparkling water. Don't ever feel bad for wanting to be a little extra and make things special and beautiful, because it really, really does pay off. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for watching. I hope you loved this video. Again, if you're not a subscriber, make sure you hit that red button if you want to stick around, and give this video a thumbs up if you loved it. I will see y'all right back here next week with a brand new video.